You will no longer hear beeps until someone else joins.
Anybody joined?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Deepika.
Hi, sir. Actually, I had a notification that it was recording, sir.
Yeah, I have started recording actually. When I am only there, this recording option was there. So when I log out, it was a problem. So I have started. So now let's see others get joined.
Okay, sir.
So Lavanya, Anjum, did you people join?
Yes, sir.
So chalo, let's start the session now. I started recording this one. Now we don't have any problem with
Yes,
that.
sir.
So yesterday we have
Yes,
studied.
yes.
Yeah, people those who are not speaking, I request them all to put on mute because this session is getting recorded. It will be helpful for you as well when you refer it later on. Let me remove this trash. Let me remove this. uh, so yesterday we have studied something about the JSON model, and in that we have studied like what is JSON stands for, what is object notation over there, why do we call it as JavaScript object notation and all. We will study more on that one down the line. Today we are going to start a new concept so called document. So I'm not going to take much time today because I can see we have very less attendees. So I will cover this document object today, and then the rest we will start tomorrow in the live class early morning. So tomorrow's in the class I will extend by half an hour. So I request everyone to join tomorrow's class, and please don't miss any class from now onwards because every class is interrelated. So let's start document object in JavaScript. So what is this document stands for? What is document for? Can anyone answer this? Document is nothing but a content of the page, your HTML page. That comes entire under the document. So for example, this is one complete page. So this is called as a document. So if you go for inspect and click on console, you will find number of things over here. If you type document, you will find many more things in this document. So this document is having your complete page from HTML head to the last HTML. So everything comes under the document. So if I have shown you this one in the class as well, when you see the image over here, this entire is called as a document. If you have a table, let me take this HTML example. So from the start of the HTML to the end of the page, all this comes under the document. Then why we call it as a document object model? So every tag in document is represented as a object. So by using some tag name, we will be allowed to access these objects. So we are going to learn those all concepts now. So first, at the beginning level, you should know what is meant by document. Okay. So what is this document used for? So document is used for defining tags, accessing tags, and changing properties of tags. So what do you mean by Defining means writing a tag. Okay, if your HTML page is ready and you want to add something in the HTML from JavaScript, for example, I want to add a style tag in this one. My original HTML is not having any style tag, but I want to add the style tag. So that can be done by defining a new tags using JavaScript. And what is meant by accessing a tag? Accessing a tag means you will be allowed to access these tags, HTML tags over there. And then you are allowed to change the properties of tag. For example, you have a anchor tag and you are referencing to http in.yahoo.com, and here you are writing Yahoo. So this anchor tag property you can replace with some other one by using this JavaScript concept on the top of document. So we are going to see all these details now in detail about what is document and all. So let me start with small example here. Let me define the HTML template which we have in general. So this is head over here, this is head, this is body, and the close of body you have. Okay, and then yeah, the if you want to define any script, then that goes under the script tag, and you have a body. So in this body, at the initial stage, I have something so called welcome. I'm just saving this one with index.html. So let me save in the right path. So I'm saving it in desktop now. Earlier I was saving in my Mac HD. So let me save it in desktop cloud. So here I'm giving index. Yeah, it is asking me to replace. So I said please replace that. I'm going back here. I'm bringing my file index. I believe the previous file. Desktop index, and here we have welcome. Okay, so welcome is defined in a tag. What is a tag name defined there? It is defined in h1. So are you guys with me? You have any questions till now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, so till here there is nothing new. Whatever we have learned, the same thing we have applied over here. So let's learn something new over here. I'm starting with the concept of document here. So we have something so called document.base URI. So you have to go for inspect and you have to click on console, and you can type over here document.base URI. It will come, it's the syntax here, just click over there. So if you go with document.base URI, it will allow you to access the URL. So whatever you type in the browser, that is known as URL. This URL is allowed to be accessed by using this concept. What is that? Document.base URI. So you got the URL like index.html, which is saved in user Muhammad Yunus desktop and all. If you do the same on some other site, then also you will be allowed to access the URL. So it is basically for accessing the URL. So document.base URI. So you can see that what is the URL there? convertonlinefree.com. So HTTP is by default here. So HTTP convertonlinefree.com. So in this way you will be allowed to access the URI. So if you want to access this URI, you can display on the console also by typing this. So here is the index file. So now I'm defining that one in on console log. So here at the bottom it will get displayed. I don't have to type anything on the console. So you can see just by refreshing I got the base URI. So if you want to access the URL, then what you have to use, document dot base URI. In the same way, there is another way to access it, that is nothing but document dot URL. So if you replace this document dot URL at the console, then you will find that the same output. So let me give here, this is from URL and this is from URI. Okay, you got the same output. There are two ways to access the typed URL. So why do we need URL basically when we know when it is visible on the top of the screen? So there are some situations where you need to access the URL from the JavaScript code. If you want to control the flow, for that purpose you will be accessing the URL. So one is URL and the another one is URI. So another point is which is very important, that is document dot get element by tag name. So what is this? I will explain you now. So if you remember in the last class I have said you JavaScript or HTML or CSS, everything you should try to handle from the browser only. Once you see the output, you can implement the same result in your code. So what I'm going to do now is I'm talking about get elements by tag name. So for how many tags do we have here? If you see here, you have a root tag like HTML, you have head, you have script, you can have body and all, you have h1. So if you want to access any properties, for example I want to access the values of h1, so I can do that from document dot get elements by tag name. Okay, let me show you how can we do that. So let me take HTML first. So if I'm typing HTML, so HTML is under the root tag, so it is defined in an array. So when you expand it, you will find everything here, what all you have in that, and these all details. So let me make it short because HTML is very wide. So let me take some other tag here like h1. So if you go with h1, then it is also having many things. So let me go like this. So you can see the data is stored in inner HTML. So what you have to do is you have to access that one. So it is at the 0th position and in inner HTML. Give 0. Okay. So if you want to access any value, so how can you access? By tag name, by defining a name of the tag over there. If you want to access the value of body, how can you do that? Just type body over there. You will get complete body data over there. Body h1 and close of body. Does it make sense? Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
So do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Sir, what is URI and URL, sir? Difference.
This is used for the same purpose. If you ask about the abbreviation, URL stands for Unified Resource Locator, and I don't know the abbreviation of URI. You can check that one on Google. So this is used for basically for accessing the URL which you have typed over there.
We are getting the both as the same results, sir. That's
Yes,
why I'm asking.
yeah, for both you will be get the same result only. So either way you can use URL, you can use URI. It's your call which one you want to use. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So if you want to add the second point which we have, and anyone else who is having a question, please feel free to ask. Don't hesitate. If I know, I will answer. If I don't know, I will take a note and explain you on the next day. Fine. Thank you so much, guys. So next point, what we have learned is like accessing the value which we write in the HTML code using JavaScript. So how can you access that? You can access that by the first way is by using the tag name. If you define the tag name like script or something, then you are allowed to access that value. Okay, so this is a way document dot get elements by tag name. If you have to use this one, and you are allowed to access the value from that specific tag. If I'm writing script, whatever I have written in the script, you will find over there. I wrote two consoles, so two consoles will be displayed with the script tag. If I write body, the complete body structure will come. If I write h1 will be coming over there. So whatever you try over here, what you have to do is you have to capture it properly and just save it in your resource. So how can we access it? We can access it in this way. Okay, so let me try to run this program. Here the close of single quote is very important. I'm just refreshing it, so you can see I have written that one document dot get element by tag name of that. So if you expand this, not allowed to expand there. Let me give this. I'm just storing the value in a variable result, and then I'm trying to display the result here. Console dot log result. Refresh this. Yeah, this is craziness. So here you can see the result is coming here. Okay, this is coming by default. This I need to remove. It's getting hard coded over there. So the result you have seen here, which result, script result you have stored in a result tag, and you try to display that one. So let's go to the next point. You have something so called class name. The same thing you can access by using the class name as well. For example, you have something like hello, and another one is also there, welcome and hello here. So if you are doing h1, then it will be returning 0 for this one and 1 for this one. So you can access the values directly by using the class name. So what all you have to do for this case is just simply go for so let me bring this up. Elements by class name. What is a class name I have given there? I have given as 1. So saying nothing is there in one. I need to reload that page. I forgot to reload it. So you can see, and if I give the 0 index over there, then you can see the value. So this is by using the class name. In the same way, you can access it like scripts. You can access the forms data. You can access by ID as well. Okay, so just now we have seen one example with class. Let me take one example with ID. ID equal to 2 it is. So if you want to access the value by ID, so it's pretty simple. What you have to do is document dot get element by ID. So what is the ID name there? 2 of 0 index. So I might be using the syntax in the wrong way. Element by ID of 2. So I need to refresh it basically, because just now I have written that. So for 2 you got the 2 data. Okay, yeah, we have something so called inner HTML, which is down the line I will be explaining you. So any questions until now? If you have any questions, you can simply add in the chat below. Here you have a chat here. You can simply ping over here. I will just get back at the last and I will answer all your questions over here. So let me go to the next level. So by ID, by class, I have answered you. So these are the basic things.
So, sorry to interrupt. I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah, so we are studying about all the elements and all this in JavaScript, right? So why we are saving the file .html?
Okay. Yeah, it's a great question. Like why we are saving this all are JavaScript. Then why we are saving with .html? Why not in JavaScript extension
Yes,
like
yes,
JS? Correct. You got
yes,
that one.
yes.
So if you want the things to be only JavaScript, then you have to go with JS extension. If you don't want these elements to be displayed over there. For example, if I have only scripted data, then I shall go for this one, like .js. But what I'm trying is, I'm trying to combine JavaScript as well as HTML. So whenever we use combination of two elements, scripting and HTML, then I have to go with HTML extension file. When I have only JavaScript, then I can go with .js file.
Okay, okay.
So
Thank you, sir.
is your question answered?
Yes, sir, yes.
Thank you. So the next point which we are trying to learn is about inner HTML. This inner HTML is something which is very important, and this tag especially dot inner HTML is used very much. So let's learn something about that now, where it is used and when to use that. So here is something. For example, I have a data here which is saying hello, and I have one more button over here, input type equal to button and value equals to click, anything you can give. And I'm going to call a function here. Function is like do action, some name I'm giving for that. So let me define the function with body. Here, yes, on the click of button, what I want is I want to change the element data. that is 2 dot value equals to dot inner HTML. It is not value. Let me check the syntax of this. Yeah, so let me execute this program and get back to the explanation of this. So what I'm expecting is on the click of this button, the value should get changed. So in order to change that value, we have something so called inner HTML, which allows you to change the existing HTML tag value to some other tag, some other value. So in this way you can use this. Okay, let me go to the next one. If you want to add some if you want to do some coloring of CSS and all, for example, on the click of button I want to change the text to some other color. Let me do that. So you can see you have changed the color of the text to some other color. That color is nothing but the red color. Document dot get element by id for 2 dot inner HTML of hello world. Here you
Some color of the world should be changed, right?
correct.
Yes.
So the color, if you give only color, the color of the word will get changed, the text will get changed. If you give background color and all, the background will get changed. Okay, so what you are learning in from this document.style.color is you can apply the CSS from JavaScript as well. Instead of hard coding over there, you can apply it from JavaScript as well. So let me go to the next level. Consider I have something so called href over here, which is pointing to in.yahoo.com. Now when I'm executing this here, so I can see the hyperlink. By clicking on that, I am redirecting to Yahoo official page. So what I want is I want to change it to some other domain. When I click over there, it should be like Reuters TV or something. Document.get element by ID. You don't have ID here, right? Elements by tag name. By tag name. Let me check the syntax. What is that? Document.get elements by tag name. So let me copy this and paste it over here. So if you are struggling with the syntax, this is the best way to overcome that. Dot href equals to something I'm giving here, http colon or else let me give msn.com. Check this. So when I'm placing a cursor here, still I can see, if you see here below the taskbar, the address is in.yahoo.com. I clicked over there. Now again I'm placing a cursor over there. So it's not changing yet. Let me check it. It's still redirecting to Yahoo. Let me figure out that. Why still it's working for elements by tag name. What this is going to return. This I need again with 0. And from that again I have to apply dot href. So what is missing over here? Here the 0th array is missing. So now you can see it's still showing in.yahoo.com. When I click on button, it should change now. You can see it's pointing to msn.com. Okay. So without button, it will be having a default value. What is the default value there? Yahoo.com is the default value. On the click of that, you are changing that from Yahoo to some other one. So this is a default, it's Yahoo, by default Yahoo. So after clicking button, this is changing to msn.com. Does it make sense? Yeah, it comes to
Yes,
your
sir.
mind like why this label is not getting changed. Correct?
Yes.
So you have to do some analysis on that. The analysis should be something like how can you change the value for that? So the one way which you can do is you have to use id over there, and you have, for example, it's a of 0 dot inner html equals to, you have to add a tag here like this, href equals to http colon msn.com and msn. So when you are using single quotes inside, make sure you are using double quotes outside. So you can see Yahoo got changed to MSN. So how can you do that? You have to apply this syntax if you want to change the label also. By default, it's changing from Yahoo to MSN in terms of address, but the label is not getting changed. If you want to change label also, then what is needed in that case? You have to comment this one and you have to go for inner HTML. What inner HTML will do is it will replace the existing one, this complete one, this complete line of code with the new one. So now if you go here and refresh your page and click on button, you can see it's changing the label also. So these are the small things which looks very simple, but when it comes to implementation, you have to think and you have to apply as per the requirement. So if you have any questions, guys, please feel free to ping on this chat window, or else you can ask me directly. So let me go to the next point. The last point is document.write. I'm going to share this URL also with you so that you can refer this object, you can refer navigator, you can refer history, location, and much more. So tomorrow we will start navigator, history, location, and then back to the JSON again. So we are learning about inner HTML. Now the concept is like write, document dot write. How to use this document dot write. So first of all, you should know what is document dot write, because this is a common interview question. What is the difference between inner HTML and document dot write? So let's learn about the document dot write now. So what I'm doing is I'm just commenting this part and writing a new code here, that is document dot write. I'm writing everything is erased and new code written. So if you see here, now you have hello and you have a hyperlink. When you're clicking over here, what is happening is everything whatever was there earlier, that got erased and the new text got written over there. So document.write will erase every existing code and write the new code. For example, if you're going to anything like Veriton here, and when I'm clicking on inspect, and when I'm going to console, here I have so many things written over here. I have a login page and all. But when I write document.write, what it will do is it will erase everything and write whatever you have written in this. So you can see everything got erased. Only you have 11 and 11. So that is the use of document.write. So when it comes to document.innerHTML, inner HTML, what does it do? It will write the content. It will replace that existing content. It will not replace the entire page. It will replace this tag with this code. Okay, it will replace this ID with this code. So it will just replace the existing one with the new one. But when it comes to document.write, it will erase everything and write the page in a fresh manner. So this is what a quite difference between inner HTML and this one. So now we are seeing the output for inner HTML because I have commented for write. You can see it just replaced the content. Okay. So this is what regarding today's class. So guys, do you have any questions? So we learned something about the document today and how to access the elements of a document and how to access tags of a document, how to replace the existing tag with the new one, and how to replace the ID content, how to replace with class, and what is document.write, these things, how to play with CSS using JavaScript, these things we have learned today. So still, if you have any questions, you can send me an email or you can stay on the call if you have any question, else you can drop off. So what I will be doing is I will be dropping this video on Drive or YouTube channel. I will drop, you can access it directly at any time. I will share you the URL as well. So if you have any questions, you can stay on the line, else you can drop off.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Lavanya. So I'm dropping the meeting now. Thank you.